Good evening from, where the hell am I? Well, those of you that know your skylines, you would recognize that as being the Royal Castle here in Krakow, Poland. And that's where I find myself. And you know, as I find myself walking along, I thought to myself that it's probably a safe bet that I am the first guy, maybe person for that matter, to be walking around in Krakow, Poland, wearing a Bubba's hat from Kauai in Hawaii. I don't know where you would check such a statistic, but I'd probably say it's safe to say that I may very well be the first guy to be walking around in Krakow, Poland, with a Bubba's hat on. So tonight is what is tonight? Tonight is Tuesday night, and after a long day's work, I find myself wanting to go get a bite to eat. And there's no shortages of places in Krakow to find something good to eat. So I was looking through some of my videos, and I found this place just across the river from where I'm staying that I had gone to once or twice before. And I am going to go and get a bite to eat there, and then maybe go take a walk through the main square here in Krakow, and bring you along. So today is my let's see, this would be my third night in Krakow, and I spent the day kind of worrying about how I was going to get from here to Budapest. And if I rented a car one way, it would only cost $20 for the day, but a $500 drop-off fee. So I scratched that up. As far as flying from here to Budapest, I would have to catch a flight from Krakow to Warsaw, and then from Warsaw I'd find my way down to Budapest, and that would cost about $300, $400, $500, something like that. And then there was the train, and I must have spent an hour on the local train website trying to figure out how to get from here to Budapest. And you'd think it'd be easy, but it was a little bit complicated. I don't want to do a overnight train. I don't been there, done that, and don't want to do the whole overnight train. So anyway, I had settled on a train that would take me from Krakow to Budapest, leaving at about 8 in the morning with 3 connections, getting me in at about 7 o'clock at night, something like that, 11 hours. And the woman where I'm staying with, the girl I should say, always challenged as to when you reference somebody as a girl or a woman. I don't know where that differentiation comes in, but nonetheless, the young lady that I'm staying with said, why don't I take the bus? And you know, thought hadn't even crossed my mind, and I Googled it, and within minutes I saw there's a bus service called the Polski Bus, Polski, Polski Bus, and for all of $10 I can travel in comfort 7 hours from Krakow to Budapest. 7 hours, that's it. So that's what I'm going to do, and I can travel almost any day of the week on that bus. So I am just trying to decide. I check out of my current accommodations. I'll be checking out of my current accommodations on Thursday morning, and I'm trying to decide whether I should just head straight to Budapest on Thursday, or maybe stay a couple days in Krakow. And I gotta tell you, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe, but you know, Krakow doesn't hold the magic for me that Budapest does. And I don't know how quite to describe it, but you know, Budapest is magical. Budapest has this magic to it. At least it does for me. It's got a real sense of I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm Hungarian. and that might go a long way in explaining it. And I'm sure that just as Budapest is magical for me, Krakow is magical for somebody else. So, not to take anything away from beautiful Krakow, but to think that I could be once again walking on the Duna at night and looking at the beautiful lights and all, it's a dream come true. So, and then with that being said, I started playing around with the itineraries of my flight, and I've got a lot of flexibility, interestingly enough. I can fly almost 2 or 3 times. I'm scheduled to go home on the 24th of August, but for all intent and purpose, I can fly back to the States almost any day with my ticket. And so I'm going to go down to Budapest this week, probably Friday, maybe Thursday. I'm going to go down to Budapest, and as my dad would say, I'm going to play it by ear and kind of see. I'll figure it out one way or the other. I've toyed with the idea of going back down to Budapest and maybe renting a car and going to Lake Balaton, or maybe even back down to Croatia. You know, I toyed with the idea of going down to Dubrovnik or something like that. But anyway, so right now I'm going to not focus on, you know, where I'm gonna be and what I'm gonna be doing and what have you. I'm gonna focus on finding this restaurant, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the restaurant is gonna be somewhere just up here on the left, right across from where I'm staying. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the second left, right up ahead. So we'll go and see if we can't find this restaurant. And there would be the restaurant, right where I left it. And as I remember, this is a traditional Polish restaurant. It's actually a chain here in Poland. They've got, I don't know, maybe the better part of half a dozen to a dozen different locations around Poland. But this is the actual only restaurant here in Krakow. So I'm going to go on inside and have a nice traditional Polish meal. It's got a nice log, almost like a log cabin feel to it. And I remember eating here 2 or 3 times, and the food was always really, really, really good. And the smell in here is just absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to sit down and have myself a nice bite to eat. You are looking at my dinner. Well, you're looking at a picture of my dinner, and my dinner is on the way, and that is Polish beef rolls with pickled beets and potato dumplings. So I thought that I would just take a moment and share the menu with you. And these are the various items, farmer specialties that you see: white sausage, liver with apples, stuffed cabbage and tomato sauce, pear salad. And then for the more hungry, you can see there's my Polish beef rolls. It's going to set me back 42 zloty, which I don't know what that's, probably about $10, something like that. And then I've got the fried carp, and there's some other items there as well: chicken and pork knuckle. And then over here on this page you have the appetizers. So interesting, over here they serve you lard, homemade lard, and it comes in 3 different flavors. And I've had it before, and it tastes absolutely wonderful. But it's fat. It's pure fat. And so anyway, that's big over here. Homemade lard. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the second name, but you can see the different items on the menu here. And then they've got some nice soups as well. There's your soups that you can choose from. And then they have your, of course, they have your dumplings that you can get, the pierogi. And I had those for dinner. I had those for dinner last night. And here comes the, well, this is the, these are pancakes that you can order here. So different types of pancakes, and pancakes with goulash and mushroom sauce and herring and all the other good stuff. So she just brought me my bread with my I think that's lard, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the bread with the lard. I could be mistaken, but I don't think so. So we're going to dig in my menu should, or my dinner should be here shortly. And you know what? For the life of me, I don't know how to possibly pronounce that name right there. Shlopski Yato or something like that. But anyway, my dinner will be out here. Dinner should be out here shortly. And no surprise, it looks just like the picture. So there you have it, folks. A Tuesday evening dinner in Krakow.